Hey guys, so today is Valentine's Day. I'm sure that's obvious, but it is also PS I Love You Day, and I feel like that's a little less known. And we're gonna talk about it today. We're gonna talk about mental health and suicide prevention because today is PS I Love You Day, and I've had my own experience with that. PS I Love You Day. It is the second Friday in February, I'm pretty sure, like that's when it lands on. A lot of the time it is Valentine's Day, so today it is Valentine's Day. It started, I think I've done it my whole grade school career. I think it started either my kindergarten year or a year or two before, but it started by this girl named Brooke. She lived in my town. She went to my school. She's a lot older than me, so I didn't go to school with her, but she went to my school. And her dad ended up taking his own life, and she started this day. So, PS I Love You Day, I love you is the last thing her dad said to her before he passed, and it's become a day in my school. It's a big deal. I know it's, I think, around the country. I don't know about around the world yet, but there's a lot more awareness. I think it's 15 years, so I think it's 15 years this year. So yeah, a few years before I got to elementary school. Get emotional every year with this day now. Since I've lived through my own mental health journey, I would think as like a kid, when we'd have this day, like, why would anyone want to die? Life is so good. Like, why would anyone want to do that? And then you don't know what you don't know. I had CRPS, and that is the worst mental state I've ever been in my entire life. CRPS is known as a suicide disease, and I've heard stories, I've talked to people that have reached out that have taken their own life because of CRPS. Now, that's smaller circle. People take their life every day. I don't know the exact statistics. It happens a lot, and there's such a stigma about it because getting help is seen as weak. People, especially men, don't want to talk about it, so they don't, and then they end up taking their own life, which is awful. When I had CRPS, I wasn't in a good mental state. I wake up fighting my body every day anyways, but this was like I was dying every second of every day. The amount of pain I was in was actually unreal. I didn't sleep most nights. I would just go. So I was in so much pain. I was in the worst mental state. I felt so alone because I saw so many psychologists. For certain programs and stuff like that, I had to talk to a lot of psychologists. I had my own, and then throughout basically second half of the time I had my own, but I would meet ones to evaluate me, and I felt so alone because I would lie right to their faces. I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm fine, and I was like, in my head, I was 13. When I had CRPS, I was 12, and then I turned 13. So 12 and 13. So I'm just a kid, bro. I should not be dealing with what I was dealing with. And as a kid, I'm just sitting there, or I'd leave talking to them, and I'm like, these people went to school for 6+ years, whatever. They go to school for this. How can they not tell I'm not lying to their face? Now, that is not their fault. That's not their fault. I lied. Told them I was fine. How is someone supposed to help you when they don't know you need help? But I was like, nobody understands. Nobody gets it. Nobody's in the same pain as me. And I'm just not in it. I'm just robotic. My mind is dark. I had friends in school, in my classes, that were just stupidly funny, and I live for that. I would wake up in the morning, and I'd be like, okay, I'm in so much pain, but you know what? So-and-so is gonna make me laugh today, so, that'll make my day. And it really did. And then throughout the week, I would also, church on Sunday, I was starving. I just gotta get to Sunday. I just gotta get to Sunday. God's gonna speak to me somehow. Like, he's gonna say something. He's gonna help me. Like, I believe it. Like, I'm like, I just gotta get to Sunday. I was starving for a reason to live. Like, I was like, I need a reason. Like, and I was in 7th grade. I was 12, 13 years old. I was like, I got nothing going on in my life. Like, what is a reason to be here? Because this sucks. I started reading self-development books. We have a bunch of them in the house, and there's mindset books and bettering yourself and that type of thing. And I was like, Mom, Dad, can I start reading these? And I didn't tell them either, which is also not a good thing. But I was like, oh, like, can I start reading your business books or whatever? And I did. The first one I read was Winning Attitude, and those helped. I only watched Disney shows during that time because I couldn't watch anything remotely dark, anything about death, anything horror, whatever. I couldn't watch anything dark. I watched Good Luck Charlie, I watched Hey Jesse, I watched all of them because I needed some happy spirited like stuff. When I was home alone, which looking back was probably not the best idea, but when I was home alone, I would literally blast music, and I would blast Juice WRLD. But he was the only one talking about, like, only one that I felt that was talking about at that time in my life, the dark side of life. Like, yeah, the guy was doing drugs and like whatever, but like he talked about depression, talked about anxiety, he talked about demons, like all that stuff is real. No one really talks about that. Now, my church now, we talk about everything. So, like, it makes sense. But, like, it was all, like, my life was just, oh, bubbly, da-da-da-da-da. And you just had to, like, keep up with it and just be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing great. Da-da-da-da-da. And, like, that's how I felt. So, it's like, when I was home alone, I'd literally get my dad's speaker out. And I would literally put on full volume. And I'd just listen to his music because it was the only thing that I could be like, okay, I'm not alone. This is the only thing that makes me feel not alone. And then one night I just snapped. One night the voices were so loud in my head. They were so loud. Like, you don't deserve to be here. You don't deserve to be better. You don't deserve da 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 da. And I'd be like, no, I do da da da. Like, I'm getting better. I'm doing better. I ran into my parents' room. And I was crying. And I was like, Mom, Dad, like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, I just want to go to heaven. I don't want to be in pain anymore. Like, this is too much. Like, I want to give up. Like, I'm done. Like, I just want to go to heaven and be pain-free. I'll be happy. Like, and I remember that night. Like, it was yesterday, and it was almost 6 years ago, which is crazy. I started writing down things I was thankful for. Like, I was literally, like, I was on Google looking stuff up. Like, what do you do when you're depressed and suicidal? And I started writing down things I'm thankful for every day. I'm sure I have the journal somewhere in here. And it was sometimes as little as the sun's out. Like, that's it. Like, I was looking for anything positive. I put inspirational quotes on my phone screen. So every single time I saw my phone, like, it was something that, like, made me feel better. I had With Pain Comes Strength on my phone most of the time, which I want to get a tattoo of, and I want that to be the name of my center, With Pain Comes Strength, hopefully someday. I have my bad days, I have my sad days where I just don't feel myself or whatever, but I don't think I could ever, I'm such a stronger person now, I don't think I could ever fall back into that such a dark place, because I've really built up my mind and God's with me all the time. Like, the only reason I'm alive and breathing and walking and everything like that is because of God every single day. This time of year, seasonal depression, it's real. It's cold, it's winter, it's just not a fun time. And you might not be to the point where it's like you don't want to be here anymore. Like, you might not get to that point, but you're gonna have bad days, you're gonna have bad weeks, you may have a bad month, maybe. Like, it's the bad make the good so much better, even though when you're in it you don't see any way out. It doesn't matter what anyone says to you, it doesn't matter how good your life is, how good your home life is, how good anything is. When you're in that headspace, it's really hard. It's really, really hard. Like, I was fighting my body trying to be able to walk again, and I was also fighting my mind that didn't want to live anymore. So when you're in it, it's hard to see anything good. Like, it is very, very, very hard, and I understand, and that's why I'm making this video, because I think is I have a loving home, great support system, which I do, but like, it doesn't matter when it's here. Like, it doesn't matter how good life is, and people will be like, oh, you, like, famous people, oh, you have money, you have the fame, you can do whatever you want, and it's like, they say, celebrities will say, like, money doesn't buy happiness. Like, okay, I have everything in the world, but I'm empty inside. Like, it doesn't matter how good life is, you can still have a very difficult time. And I felt that I had so much going on that I also didn't deserve to feel this way. Like, oh, like, I have great parents, I have great siblings, I have a great family, great support system. Like, why do I feel this way? And it's like, that can be diminishing too. That, like, oh, I don't even feel like I deserve to feel that way. All your feelings are valid, and you're going to go through hard times. It's life. We're not in heaven. Life is not perfect. So we're gonna go through it. It's gonna happen. And you just need to work through it. Talk to someone. Please, 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 please talk to someone. I didn't for a very long time. I waited months. And I finally said something, like, towards the end. It was like summertime. And I had a few more months of, like, until I was in remission, and I finally said something, but I didn't. And you might not want to feel like you want to talk to anyone, but you need to push yourself to do it, because it is going to help, even just to get off your chest, even just to say it. Now, I think I covered everything that I want to cover with my own experience, what I did. Stay social. Like, if you're in your room, in your house, somewhere by yourself, just go to someone, go to family, go to friends, get on the phone with someone, stay social. Like, get away from yourself, pretty much. Go outside, enjoy the fresh air, the sunshine, listen to music. I did that. Read books. Read self-development books, which was very helpful, just to, like, retrain my mind. Talk to someone, please, because no one wants you to get to the point where you want to take your life and your parents lost a child, your siblings lost a sibling, your friends lost a friend, your cousins lost a cousin. Like, nobody, your grandparents lost a granddaughter, grandson. Like, nobody wants to experience that and feel like, oh, they did this and I didn't do anything to help, or I couldn't make them feel loved, or whatever. Talk to someone, please. Focus on positives. Once again, it is very hard. It is very hard to focus on positives when you're in that state of mind. But even as little as, like I said, the sun shining that day, like that, or just someone that makes you laugh, like, that is what helps you through it. Spend time with loved ones. Same thing with staying social. Just stay around people that love and care about you. Share your feelings. Same thing as talking to someone. Share what you're going through. Like, don't be ashamed. I was so scared to tell anyone, but don't. It's not anything to be ashamed about. Watch funny or happy shows. That's what I did. I watched Disney. Meditate, prayer, talk to God. I wouldn't say at that time I had a strong relationship with God. At night, I would pray, but the relationship I have now with God is so much stronger than it was. Like, I didn't really start praying every day until, like, COVID almost killed me, and then I prayed every single day. Everything that my body works, like, the only reason I'm alive is God. I turned 14 when COVID almost killed me. So I started a very strong relationship with God then, but when I had CRPS, I would say it's very lukewarm. Like, it wasn't that strong, but a relationship with God will get you through anything. He did get me through that season, because I'd be like, okay, God, like, I'm going to church today, like, talk to me, like, give me something, like, literally. I hope this helps someone. I was praying the other night, and God was like, talk about it, like, go ahead, talk about it. I've given you strength, I've gotten you through the season, it's been 6 years, like, talk about it. So I did. You are so loved. There's so many people that care about you. I understand the hard seasons. I understand that, and it will get better. That's another thing. You don't see it getting better. You don't see anything good. But it will get better. It is just a season, and you don't want to do something permanent for a feeling that's temporary or a mindset that's temporary. It's gonna be okay. You will get through it. God is always with you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope I helped, and I will see you guys in the next one. Happy PS I Love You Day.